Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate the work that y'all are doing. It's a very important, obviously, time in our country. Chairman Carr, thank you for your leadership. In 2021, you proposed a multi-year spectrum calendar that auctions specific megahertz across several bands. I asked your predecessor about issuing a spectrum calendar, which she declined, stating that the commission cannot produce one because spectrum auction authority had lapsed. Thankfully, as has been discussed already today, we were able in the Working Families Tax Cut Act to allow the FCC to auction off 800 megahertz of spectrum for commercial broadband use by 2034. So very excited about that. And I would ask you that now that the commission is in full swing and the auction authority has been restored, give us an idea of what that long-term spectrum calendar looks like and other items that you're pursuing along those lines.
Thank you, Congressman, for the question. As you noted, we now have a concrete 800 megahertz spectrum pipeline, and the FCC's work is well underway. We're going to hold the first auction in a number of years. In the first half of this year, AWS-3 spectrum. The next up, we're finalizing rules for the upper C-band, which will clear at least 100 megahertz. We've sought comment on clearing up to 180 megahertz. There's also active work underway on the 7 gigahertz band, on the 2.7 gigahertz band, and even on license. Again, this month alone, we're voting to supercharge Wi-Fi by allowing higher power devices. And in addition to all of that, we are clearing the barriers in the secondary market, so spectrum that wasn't fully loaded, that could have been sitting fallow, is moving into the hands of carriers that are loading it and lighting it up and increasing speed. So again, we're seeing increase of speeds, decrease of prices, and enhanced competition.
That's great to hear, Commissioner Trusty. What does that mean for national security needs? Have we not passed that and not been able to get those 800 megahertz out? I mean, what does this do for our competition with China and national security issues?
Sure. Well, it means that we're left behind. Now that we have auction authority and a long-term spectrum pipeline, we can meet the growing demands of wireless services, public safety, national security, and emerging technologies, and we can fully participate in the WRC 27, which is absolutely critical to promoting American values, our economic competitiveness, and national security by having a foundation to develop a unified strategy and so on. So I really appreciate the leadership of the subcommittee.
You read my mind on the next question, which was WRC 27 and the steps that we're taking to support the U.S. position and be prepared for that and show some leadership. I'll give both of you guys a chance to answer on that.
Sure. So I think this is really important, and I think the focus should be on aligning public and private sector interests. We also should be engaged in pre-WRC coordination with our international allies so that we can harmonize our preferred standards and technologies. And I think we need to work with Congress to ensure that we have the resources to support our technical and diplomatic representation needs. As you know, the WRC 27 is in Shanghai, China, which creates some unique security challenges for us. The State Department is taking the lead, working with the ITU and with Commission staff and NTIA to resolve those challenges. But again, we need to be fully engaged in this conference so that we can win when it comes to our economic and national security.
That's fantastic. Chairman Carr, let me pivot just a little bit. I want to kind of talk about the public interest and the responsibility that you all have as commissioners to protect the public interest, and just give you some time to explain what that means to our country for the licenses that you hand out, especially broadcast licenses.
Thank you, Congressman. So broadcasters are unique among all other distributors of information or even data. They have a license given them by the federal government. That necessarily means the government has excluded other voices that might have wanted to use those airwaves. And so they have an obligation to stand not just in their own shoes, but in the shoes of their entire community of license. And that means they have to operate differently than a cable channel or a podcast or social media. And what's been interesting to me is that on the Democrat side, there's a lot of simply projection and distortion. If you go back to the Biden years, there was actual weaponization of the FCC and communications policy. As we noted, there was members of this committee that wrote letters to cable companies to pressure them to drop conservative channels simply because they were viewed, in their words, as right-wing media outlets. You had Democrats in Congress write letter to the FCC asking it to investigate the news activities of Sinclair broadcaster because they disagreed with the views of Sinclair. They viewed that they were right-wing, and there's been discussions about nothing negative happened. After that letter, there were 227 routine Sinclair licenses that came up for renewal or were pending during the Biden years, and all but one of those, so 226, were not renewed by the FCC. That was unprecedented. It had never happened before. So Democrats put pressure, and it engendered results. What we're doing is applying the public interest standard in an even-handed way. And for people that benefited from the weaponization during the Biden years, that may feel like discrimination, but it doesn't make it so.
Gentleman's time's expired. Yield back.